15-11.
Yeah, Casper Ruud, he does a great job on that deuce side of really mixing up his serve. When looking at the stats, he does a lot more damage on that deuce side because he gets you a lot wide and tee. On this side, he can be a little bit more predictable with the wide serve.
Foul.
And I think that's exactly what Cam Norrie is going to look to do. He's going to look to try to come in a little bit more, especially on his backhand wing, because with that backhand, it's so flat and can skid through the court, especially with as warm as it is today. That can do a lot more damage to the Casper Ruud backhand, which is the weaker side off the pass. As we see there, Leon Smith and Facundo Lagones. Facundo, the coach of Cameron Norrie.
Foul.
Cameron Norrie's played Casper Ruud a few times, and was looking at kind of his court positioning when he played him in the ATP final, and he had a close match against him, lost 6-4 in the third, and he was standing really close to the baseline trying to dictate points. And the other two matches that he played, he lost in straight sets, and he was very far behind the baseline, allowing Casper to take over.
Game, Ruud. First game.
So that'll be something to look for throughout this match, is where does Cam Norrie tend to play his tennis here?
So having the 3-love career record, what does the win predictor make of all of that? Lead in form, etc., etc. Gave Adrian Mannarino 2% chance against Ben Shelton.
I was just getting ready to say that. I believe it was 3% chance in the fourth set when Adrian Mannarino was down they had just started the fourth set, and it was 2-1 for Shelton. Mannarino, they were just starting the fourth, and
Mannarino held serve.
He held serve, and
3% chance. We argued vigorously that we thought Adrian might have had a little more chance than that. Sure. 68% for Ruud.
Oh.
And lo and behold, Mannarino won.
Yeah, that's exactly what Casper Ruud is going to look to do there. He's looking to run around, use his forehand to hit big into the forehand of Cam Norrie, because he knows that'll push Norrie back behind the baseline further, and that just opens up the inside in with incredible shape on that forehand.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the serve and volley right there. So Cam Norrie's been doing a lot of work with a new coach as well. Add a new coach to his coaching team, Stephen Huss. Stephen Huss will be traveling for about 10 to 15 weeks on the road. Stephen is former Wimbledon champion in 2005 in doubles. As a qualifier, won the doubles. Also went to Auburn University for college.
Oh.
Dropper there from Cam Norrie. So Cam Norrie went to Monte Carlo to work with Stephen Huss. and his coach Facundo Lugones also went.
30-15.
And the reason they got involved with Stephen Huss is because he's so close with Devin Bowen. And Devin Bowen is assistant coach for TCU, Texas Christian University, where Cam Norrie went to school. And again, it's been a great matchup now for Huss and Lugones coaching Cam Norrie.
Oh.
I need to discuss that with you. The horned frogs.
We need to pull up a picture of it. Exactly what Huss and Lugones have been working on. I was speaking with Leon Smith, British
14,
coach,
15.
and he was saying that, look, they're trying to work on Cameron Norrie being a little bit less predictable, maybe using some drop shots, some serve and volley, come forward a little bit more. We know how well he moves and how great of an athlete he is from the baseline, but after a while, you got to start changing a few things up, and we've seen it now.
Game, Norrie. One game on.
See there, Christian Ruud, Casper's father.
Light for service.
Unreal volley from Cam Norrie. I was mainly watching Casper Ruud and was so impressive how he never left that baseline. He didn't leave his mark. He was trying to take time away, but Cam Norrie taking advantage of the shorter ball and then using the drop volley with soft hands.
Oh.
Love 13.
Yeah, Colin, I think you know Stephen Huss pretty well and maybe played some doubles against him. What information have you heard from kind of the camp of Huss and Lugones?
Yeah, not too much to be honest, but knowing Hussey from his own playing career, he's got a great analytical, sort of tactical mind. He brought that to his own tennis, and I know he'll be bringing that as a coach. You know, analysing the data, I'm sure, looking at tactical patterns. Yeah, it's a very smart mind, so it's a good appointment, I would think, from Norrie.
Yeah, Stephen Huss actually is here as well, sitting next to Facundo Lugones and helping with the analytics and tactical side. Stephen Huss also worked for the USTA for a couple years on the women's side, was helping Caroline Dolehide for a very long time. As we know, Dolehide is now in the top 50. game plan is working to perfection right now for Cam Norrie. 5 of 6 coming to the net.
15-14.
He's looking to pounce any time he can, and every time he's coming to the net, it's to the backhand of Casper Ruud. And look how far back he is behind the Melbourne sign. Near impossible to hit a great passing shot from there.
Expressing the frustration on the break of serve. Early advantage to Cam Norrie.
Norrie leads 2 games to 1.
Crowd quickly filling up here. Approaching 5:30 local time on this Saturday. First full weekend of the tournament, of course, starting on a Sunday this year for the first time, and Cameron Norrie with the break.
Yeah, you can just see the ball jumping so far up on the court from Casper Ruud's forehand.
Love 15.
He's got great coil on that side. And when you have your opponent that deep in the court, using a drop shot is highly effective.
So Casper Ruud just 26% on the break right back statistic.
Yeah, and that's a bit higher than the top 100 average of 23%, so 3% higher.
Foul.
Yeah, and you just kind of feel like Casper Ruud is going to make some adjustments here because he feels like Norrie's been taking advantage of the net, getting tight and taking charge. You think Casper Ruud's probably going to be the one to say, you know what, I'm going to try to get to the net first now.
Foul.
It's been a really positive start for Cam Norrie, who
14-15.
isn't always the best starter. He can be a little nervy. But the point you made, Nick, about Ruud's court position is an interesting one for me. He's really trying to hold the baseline. And I just wonder, he looks like he's losing just a bit of weight and pace and shape on his shots as a result, which is allowing Norrie these chances to move forward. I wonder if we'll see Casper start to move back and hit those big, high, heavy ground shots that we're used to seeing from him.
So Norrie consolidates the break Leads 3-1.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Colin. It'll be interesting to see if he does move back, but I think that'll be a problem for him if he moves back, mainly because Cam Norrie has been so close to the baseline, so he's able to hit drop shots like this if it's the ball's a little shorter. And Cam Norrie will be able to attack the backhand maybe a little bit easier because he's been closer to the baseline. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a chess match out here of court positioning. I think we're going to see a lot of that, a lot of the forehands into the Norrie forehand. So Casper's forehand inside out, high and heavy, trying to push Norrie back. Cam Norrie's definitely done his homework. So he knows on second serves on that ad side, Casper pretty much only goes wide or body. He doesn't really try to beat you down the tee, so you can kind of sit on that as a returner. Typically that goes to a righty's backhand, but now it's going to the Norrie forehand. So maybe something a little different.
14-11.
So after being broken in his previous service game, that was more comfortable for Ruud. Norrie 3-2.
Time.
So after the transition between matches almost full here in Cain Arena, huge crowd in and around the precinct, taking in all of the courts. Little lull on Rod Laver Arena, but Margaret Court in operation, as are many of the outside courts. Norrie with the break, 3-2.
Oh. Oh.
Now 15.
That'll be interesting to see kind of the pressure that maybe Casper Ruud puts on the second serve. I know Norrie will know that Casper Ruud's going to look to run around and hit forehands.
Love 13.
That's one of the first times Cam Norrie was looking to try to take an approach shot to the forehand side of Casper Ruud, and I think he didn't really want to go there, so he kind of second-guessed himself, pulled off of that shot. What's been working is attacking the backhand, coming in on that wing.
Oh.
40. Fifteen 40. Thirteen 40.
Oh, big ace there from Cam Norrie, first one of the match. Need to save another break point though.
Use.
Massive down the tee. He's not your normal lefty lefty server. You think he'd like tee on the deuce, wide on the ad, but he actually likes to go more for the opposite, especially on big points.
Advantage, Ruud.
Ruud able to track down this short volley. Fast first step. When you go to the forehand side of Ruud, it better be good because he's got so much spin to get you.
Use.
Well, Norrie saying to Ruud, I see your speed and I'll show you mine. As they trade fancy footwork, just was able to reach back and put that one away. 4 break points saved.
Advantage, Norrie.
Well, quick move in from Norrie. And that's an excellent hold of serve under immense duress.
Yeah, Norrie is definitely making his game plan felt here. Look how far back Casper is
Norrie
on
needs
that
4 games to
return,
2.
almost hitting the sign, the clock at the back of the court. Makes it easy pickings for Cam Norrie. Just anything that open court should work.
40 love.
So hard to read that serve from Casper Ruud down the tee. That toss is so low. Again, commentated his match a couple matches ago, and you almost feel like that toss could be a little bit higher at times. You can get a little bit more leg drive, but right now he's hitting his corners.
Oh.
Second service game in a row to love for Casper Ruud after dropping
New balls, please.
his serve in the third game.
Leads 4 games to 3.
Norrie 4-3.
Time.
Beautiful Melbourne sky. It is absolutely gorgeous outside today. Reaching up to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect day for tennis. And you wonder, in this heat, who's got the better fitness level between these two? We know Cam Norrie is an absolute beast. And so is Casper Ruud. Colin, you've spent a lot of time around Cam Norrie. What have you kind of heard about his fitness levels and just how hard he works?
I think Colin's got a little bit of micro problem down there just at the minute, which he's pedaling quickly to try and rectify.
Nice. I'll
come back to him. Hold that thought.
He'll let me know when he's ready to go. But yeah, Cam Norrie, he played at Texas Christian University in Fort Worth, Texas, college. Guy was an absolute beast in the gym, on the court. Just didn't want to get off the court. Head coach David Roditi there at TCU. And now, when it comes to professional tennis, Cam Norrie is one of those guys that, you know, you have the gym rats, there's the tennis court rats as well, and that's Cam Norrie. He absolutely loves it. Wow, great court positioning there. Serve out wide, ball lands a little bit short in the box. He didn't wait for it to come to him. He took a little bit of an angle to this forehand to take time away from Casper Ruud. Great spacing as well.
Game, Norrie.
197.
Norrie leads 5 games to 3.
Just 1 kilometre shy of his fastest so far, 198. But after saving 4 break points on his previous service game, that was a relief for Norrie. Out to 5-3, and all of a sudden, full focus back on Ruud, serving to extend this first set.
Let for service. Let. First service. Love. Fifteen all.
That is one thing Cam Norrie will do as well. He's got great defense. Still made Casper Ruud have to hit an overhead from a difficult position. Not a lot of people practice those overheads that are close to the baseline, but that is definitely a drill that a lot of juniors and pros at any level actually should practice. It comes into play once or twice a match and is highly important.
14-15.
Foul.
Game Ruud.
So he's going to ask the question of Cam Norrie, who, when he returns,
Norrie
will serve
leads
for this
5
opening
games
set,
to
leading
4.
5-4.
Time.
So I've just had the one break of serve here. Came in the third game. Casper Ruud's second service game. Under immense duress. A little later, saving 4 break points, but now Cam Norrie serving for this opening set.
Foul.
Cam Norrie, once again, even though he lost that point, that was a positive point in the game plan because he was actually one step inside the baseline every shot that he hit there, and that backhand is so flat and sometimes has a little bit of underspin on it, and it's pushing Casper further behind that baseline. And even there, Cam Norrie used the short forehand cross court, and it actually opened up the down the line approach shot, but he doesn't want to go to Casper Ruud's forehand on the pass. So he says, you know what, I'm going to take time away and go back to the backhand, and he got his reward.
Let.
Just a little tentative.
15-30.
Foul.
Touchdown. Thirty, 40. Yes.
Yeah, that's only the third unforced error off the forehand from Casper Ruud. Ball just got a little bit too close to his body.
Some enormous hitting.
Advantage, Norrie.
Yeah, Norrie doing such a great job there in the beginning of the rally. He was actually pretty far behind the baseline, and I was thinking to myself, oh no, this is not what got you to this position. And he moved up, got more into an offensive position, attacked the forehand, and got the mistake. Set point.
It's the line, and Norrie takes the first set. And with it, the early advantage here, 6-4.
Second set, Ruud to serve.
And it's just interesting for
15-11.
Cam Norrie. He took time off at the end of last year. Normally he likes to play kind of a full schedule, but he was just so fried, and at the end of the year pulled out of the Paris Masters, took 2 weeks off before then playing Davis Cup, and he went to Davis Cup, felt really fresh, played a good match. Played a good match against Novak, and then he went immediately after Davis Cup straight into preseason, and he said he just felt that rest was extremely needed, and he feels light and fresh, ready for the new year. As we were talking about before, just maybe that management of the wrist injury that he had to pull out of Auckland for is something that we'll look for, and you'll see him kind of moving his racket around, kind of loosening up the wrist by moving the racket up and down when he's holding it. But right now, he looks 100%.
Game Cameron Norrie.
Yeah, I think the other thing with Norrie, when you see him
First
shaking
game,
the
second
racket, shaking the wrist, he's got a tendency just to tense up a little in matches. So I think that's a strategy for that as well, just to try and shake out any tension. And it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep playing as loose as we like to say, not loose in terms of making errors, but loose in terms of going for his shots, coming to the net. If he can keep doing that, now that he's into a lead here against Casper Ruud for the first time in his career.
Yeah, you're right, Colin. I mean, look, he's won 1 set previously out of their 9 sets that they played. Excuse me, 7 sets they played. So now this is the 2nd set he's won. So he's got to be feeling pretty good as we see that win predictor there. Once again, another coming to the net. Now 10 of 14, and Casper Ruud's only come to the net 4 times, but he is 3 of 4. So both of these players have been highly effective when they've gotten in. It's just Cam Norrie has come in triple the amount of times.
Foul.
15 on.
Casper Ruud falling right back to Cam Norrie. He had the entire down the line open on this backhand volley. But Cam Norrie taking full advantage, just held his spot, gave himself enough shape over the net, didn't try to hit it flat. Casper would love to have that one back. Yeah, serve and volley points 2 out of 3 now from Cam Norrie. It's good to see him serving and volleying in the last couple years, even though he was in the top 20 for 3 years, top 10 one of those years. Yeah, we never really saw him serve and volley.
Well, it's just putting pressure on Ruud, isn't it? Every time as soon as he comes in, you just feel a little bit more tension from Ruud, and that one sailing long. Eternity. Norrie got down to it, but it just floated a fraction, and it gave Ruud the time to scamper across. Everything went in slow motion.
That use of the drop shot from Cam Norrie has been working as well. We know how far Casper is behind that baseline, and that's where I think again it's tricky for Casper, because he wants to get far back. He wants to give it some shape over the net, but Cam Norrie has just taken over in full advantage of being inside that baseline.
Game, Norrie.
When you look at the percentage that Cam Norrie takes ground strokes on the rise, it's about 54%. Casper Ruud normally 40%. I think right now Cam Norrie is above that 54%. It's probably closer to the 70% range, and that's affecting Casper Ruud.
Yeah, this has been a masterclass so far from Norrie. I don't know what Stephen Huss is getting paid, but he deserves a bonus already.
That's for sure.
Tactically so good. I thought the warmer conditions today would suit Ruud, hitting this sort of high, heavy balls, but he's just not being allowed to. And Norrie's taking time away from him by taking the ball early. He's coming in to do that as well. He's also using that drop shot to bring him off the baseline. And just unusually for Ruud, who's normally very placid, just a few signs of frustration creeping in for him. A few looks to the team. Let's see if he tries to up the intensity from here.
Yeah, well, when I was talking about how many ground strokes Norrie takes on the rise, normally it's 54%. Right now, he's taken 67% of his ground strokes on the rise. So definitely is putting Casper on the run. Casper's at 42% on the rise. Just not enough so far from the Norwegian. And that's another just
13-15.
When that ball is anywhere near that service line, Cam Norrie with his first step is getting on top of the ball. It's amazing how just taking an inch, 2 inches away from your opponent affects them.
$14-15.
Foul.
That's it. Game, Ruud.
Too heavy there from Casper Ruud. 5 winners now on that forehand wing.
2-1.
Cam Norrie doing his best to just put off Casper's player box there by sending one off the frame, ricocheting into the family. Duck your heads, people.
They've seen a few tennis balls come their way in their life, I'm sure, from Casper, unintentionally.
You've always got to be paying attention, don't you?
Time.
Vikings aren't used to the heat. They're out of their natural habitat, that's for sure.
Yeah, Casper Ruud, does do some training, though, in Mallorca at the Rafa Nadal Academy, so doesn't mind the heat.
I was talking about the fans.
Oh, the fans.
The
Oh,
player.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
They're a little bit like Colin. Colin's down there. He's in a puddle. The Scotsman.
I'm in the sun now as well, guys. It's warm. I'm not sure those Viking hats are breathable, are they?
I don't think so.
You should go put one on and let us know.
That and face paint is not conducive to a steamer.
Listen, guys, very amicable relationship, the Scots and the Norwegians. just the North Sea between us.
Well, you got to go put your face paint on as well, then. Lovely shots of the fans here. Yeah, and that's the pattern that I thought I was going to see a little bit more from Casper Ruud, trying to hit bigger into the Norrie forehand. Because again, we know Norrie is comfortable at the baseline, but he can get in trouble if there's enough pace behind the ball to that wing where he might fall back and land the ball short. Incredible defense from Casper Ruud.
Love 14.
We still love the play from Cam Norrie. It was a great approach shot, but the defensive lob got Ruud back into the point and got the error, now setting up a few break points.
Really giving Ruud a workout there. Did well to stay in it.
15-14.
I mean, this is so good from Cam Norrie. You could just feel the pressure that he's putting on Casper Ruud, and Casper knows it's coming to his backhand, but he's having trouble finding a way to get out of that pattern. But still has to save another break point, does Cam Norrie.
Well, as he did in the sixth game of the first set, where he defended 4 break points. From 140 down, he's done it again.
Well, I'm sitting on the baseline where Ruud's hitting that return, in fact, in the same corner. I'm just not convinced by that. Trying to be closer to the baseline than we'd normally see him, you know, where he's way back for the second serve, and he just dropped it in the middle of the court. I think if you're going to step in, you've got to really step in, maybe even inside the baseline, get it before shoulder height and do something with it, or move way back and rip it like he normally does.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I mean, if he's going to stand inside that baseline, he's got to give it a little bit more juice. But he's got to find a way to be able to penetrate the court before Norrie does.
Well, that's impressive. Colin and Nick, you wouldn't have heard of the famous Australian magician Luigi the Unbelievable, but he could produce some magical stuff. And Norrie's done it again to get out of trouble there. From love 40 down twice now.
Was Luigi up there with Harry Houdini levels of escape?
Well, he was actually a character of Paul Hogan, so he wasn't 100% real Luigi, but he could do some amazing things. And Cam Norrie's, he's approaching Houdini levels. Love 40 times 2.
Was that Luigi, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Well, you'll have to Google it. International audience completely bamboozled at the minute. He produced some big serves and some incredible defense there. And he'll start to get a little frustrated, won't he? Casper Ruud creating some chances. Have a look at that statistic there. The pressure points won. I guess the question is, for how long can Cameron Norrie keep that up?
Well, the good news is for Casper Ruud, I mean, he is serving 71% for his serve percentage.
13-15.
As we see Casper's girlfriend, Maria Galligani, there. She's from Oslo, currently pursuing a master's degree in psychology in Denmark.
$14-15. $14-13.
So Casper Ruud maintains his ascendancy here on the scoreboard at least 3-2.
Time.
Capacity House at John Cain Arena, thoroughly enjoying this action. Norrie taking the first set with just the one service break, saved 5 break points on his own serve in that opening set. He's been under duress here on his previous service game, coming back from love 40. Casper Ruud serving first, leading on the scoreboard 3-2. We're still on serve here.
Oh.
Big time hitting there from Cam Norrie. That's
50-love.
the 6th winner on the forehand wing. And one thing we know about Cam Norrie is how hard of a worker he is. I think, Colin, you've spent some time with Cam Norrie. What are people talking about when they talk about his fitness levels and how long he can stay on the court?
Cam honestly is he's an animal when it comes to work rate, when it comes to fitness, and just having an engine that can keep going. He's an incredible runner, well south of 20 minutes for a 5K. Don't worry about that. I mean, he can go all day here. It feels like. I don't think Ruud necessarily will struggle in that department either. But that's the thing with Cam. That's why this match has been so impressive, because a lot of his wins have been outworking people. Nice from Ruud there. Yeah, a lot of his wins and a lot of his success has come from outworking, outlasting, outgrinding people.
30-15.
This so far has been about outplaying Casper Ruud, and it's been really impressive. But I think, Dave, you made a good point. It's going to be interesting to see how long he can keep it up. It just takes one game, 1 point even. Sometimes these things can change. So really good from Norrie so far. But we're into the sort of real meat of the second set here. This is pivotal set, I feel.
Oh.
That big swinging left-handed serve on the ad court is problematic for Ruud, because the chair really only gives him one way to go. He's got to come back cross court to the centre. Not an issue from the other end, but from this end.
Okay.
Couple of times he's been swung right out there, Casper, and
please.
really has only got one way to go. 3-all.
Cam Norrie so far is
3 games on.
18 of 13, and he rallies that go past 5 shots. So 5+, he's in the advantage. Just really finding a way to kind of tactically and methodically create a short ball and use that to his advantage by getting to the net.
It's one of those tussles, isn't it, when you have just one service break deciding the first set. Tight here. 3-all.
50-love. Love. Oh. 40-11. Game Ruud.
Continuing to maintain the scoreboard pressure.
Against the strike.
Ruud holds 4-3.
Time.
This is where we are, Cain Arena. Former Premier of Victoria, who was instrumental in the move from Kooyong to redeveloping this area at Melbourne Park into the world-class sporting precinct that it is. And a huge battle unfolding here. We knew it was going to be tight. It's been pretty swift, hour and 10 minutes to get to this point. 4-3.
Yeah, another category, you know, that we've been talking about, that hunting the forehand, and that's something that's changed in this match with Norrie 94% looking for the forehand, Casper 83%. And if you go back to their yearly percentages, Casper Ruud is normally the one that's hunting the forehand more than Cam Norrie. So Norrie's been looking for the forehand more than Ruud, and that's kind of a new thing for him. Extra little footwork to get around the ball, to find the forehand, to be a little bit more aggressive. And there's the aggressivity right there with the footwork. Once again, looking for that forehand, and he just pointed to that backhand wing and looked up at the coach and said, that's where I'm going on approach shots.
Norrie's pace of play there interesting as well. He's serving well within 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. 4-all.
Right there, that was a backhand where earlier on in the first set, even the beginning of the second set, that he was taking a little bit earlier. He kind of let that one come to him and didn't properly finish the swing. He needs to keep staying aggressive with his footwork on that backhand, as Cam Norrie.
Oh.
Casper Ruud.
Only 2 Norwegians have made it through to the 4th round. That's one. The other one is on the court.
Pretty decent family there.
The men's singles.
13-15.
Casper was talking about how he did his preseason this year in Oslo. Stayed home. It was indoors, but then he got to Australia a little bit early to play the United Cup. Helped the Norwegian team make the semifinals. Excuse me, they did not make the semis, but Casper Ruud played extremely well there in the United Cup.
He had 3 wins in his singles.
Let. First service.
Foul.
Yeah, as you were talking about Casper Ruud's 3 wins in the United Cup, he beat Netherlands' Talon Griekspoor. Talon actually lost today to Arthur Cajou, young Frenchman. Casper also beat Borna Koric from Croatia and Adrian Manarino from France. Manarino's having a pretty decent run here. Now in the 4th round, playing Novak Djokovic. Absolute clinic of how to hit an approach shot and follow the ball. So many players hit that approach shot, and then when they come in, they already kind of expect that their opponent's going to hit a cross-court pass, and they move to the center too early. So I always tell the people I coach, look for the down-the-line return. Normally it's open, but right now, Cameron Norrie is closing the doors on the volley.
Yeah, some real frustration there for Ruud. After that point, he went to the back. His father was on his feet. They've got a lot to figure out here.
Yeah, if you can hit a forehand like that, that helps out a lot of situations, but had to catch the outside part of the line for Cam Norrie not to get it.
Game, Ruud.
So he hangs in there. Old serve leads 5-4.
Time.
Only breakpoint opportunities came on Cameron Norrie's serve in the 4th game. He saved 3, coming back from love 40 down. Otherwise, it's been holds of serve all the way. Norrie now looking to stay in this 2nd set.
Foul.
Yeah, just prior to that first point of the game, we saw Casper Ruud and
15.
Casper's other coach, Pedro Clar, up on their feet, just trying to get Casper to keep believing, put a little bit extra energy right now in this set. You see the two coaches there. They can tell that Casper is a little befuddled of the tactics right now from Cam Norrie. Well, that was 2 points for me right now that Cam Norrie had the forehand. He hit it into the backhand corner, and he second-guessed himself by coming to the net. He actually made a step to come forward, then went backwards. In both of those points, then he was back in a defensive position. Casper Ruud made him pay for it.
Yeah, he's noticeably just tightened up a little here, Norrie. Only takes a few percent to just swing the balance, and well, he's had a couple of Harry Houdini acts, hasn't he, guys? But let's see if he can get out of this one as well.
Fifteen, 30.
Incredible shot from Ruud.
Yeah, that was insane from Casper Ruud. Talk about Houdini.
30.
Racket went behind his head on the other side. Actually ended up hitting a somewhat backhand. But then you just want to make that ball, as Cam Norrie did, make him come up with something. Casper, a good finish on the overhead.
Oh.
Extricated himself once again from the hole. He's love 30 down. Squares it up at 5 apiece.
5 games on.
Yeah, it's always nice when you go to bed and you have a clear game plan of how you want to beat your opponent, especially since he's lost to him the last 3 times they played, or the only 3 times they played. And you know you have to do something different, and you always want to visualize the success of it working the night before. And so far, 17 to 23 net points won. That's 74%. It's been an exhibition from Cam Norrie at the net.
Oh.
Fifteen left. Thirty left. Oh,
Cam Norrie catching the outside part of the ball there on that passing shot.
30-15.
I loved the move from Casper Ruud. He took time away so quickly there on that short ball. Just needed maybe one more step forward closer to the net to make that volley.
Foul.
Cam Norrie looking at his grip, maybe a little bit
14-15.
wet there. But he kind of stopped his feet on that backhand, didn't continue moving forward. A little stagnant, but still the right play.
Foul. Foul.
40-30.
Foul.
Cain, Ruud.
So once again, Casper Ruud with his nose in front marginally.
Ruud leads
6-5.
6 games to 5.
Still no breaks of serve. It's the scoreboard pressure only that has Ruud in front. Norrie, who has had to make some escapes, will have to serve to extend this to a tie break. Enthralling tennis, really. High quality. Look at those crowds just getting ready for a little bit of Saturday night dancing out there on Grand Slam Oval. Beautiful night for watching tennis, being at the tennis, staying at home to watch the tennis, whatever it is you want to do. It's all about the tennis. Cam Norrie after taking that first set in a tight 1-6-4, now serving to stay in this as the Ruud camp are up off their seats, issuing some instructions to their man who's just behind them, the northern end. Oh, that was an error. He was in the position to put that one away.
15.
Yeah, it was a bad lead, but I tell you what, Casper Ruud has obliterated that backhand. Maybe a bit of frustration going into it. And yeah, a long sort of, or as long as he can have, of a conference with his team, just to try and figure a few things out here.
Well, Colin, correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, I think the reason why it's so effective coming into that backhand, I think Casper Ruud doesn't have like a little cross-court dipper off that passing shot. Normally it's down the line or through the middle, and even if it's crossed, it's kind of right on your racket.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, Nick. And the other thing is, Cam Norrie is just... He's just not giving him any time to hit passing shots as he did there, even when he went into the forehand. He's been so dynamic with his play, getting the ball on the rise, coming in. There's been no hesitation. And I'm impressed with the way he's maintaining that, even at the sharp end of the second set.
Yeah, it's just suffocating when you feel a guy with their footwork coming forward all the time. It's like, wait a second, so out of 3 out of 5 sets, I got to pass the entire time? Very difficult to do against a player that has such desire coming forward. Cam Norrie making 5 more unforced errors than Ruud in this set so far, 12-7.
Once again, Norrie, big points. He's able to produce something just a little bit extra, and we're off to a tie-break.
6-all, tie-break.
The biggest question is going to be here, does Cam Norrie get a little tight, only because this is a completely different game plan than he's used to against most opponents. All this coming forward, does he continue doing it? Wow, Casper Ruud hit that approach shot so hard that Cam Norrie had no chance to take a full swing on the pass. It was almost kind of a short take back and a bunt. Just fend for his life here. And it worked.
One on. Two, one. Ruud.
There's the short cross court, Nick. He just had so much more time, didn't he? Not as much on the approach, and Ruud made him pay.
Yeah, it's got to go there with a little bit more pace.
Points in, serve yet to win a point.
Yeah, have you ever seen Cam Norrie negative? Obviously, he won that point, so he's getting pumped up. Cam Norrie is just so good at being present every single point, positive in his intent, and listen to this crowd.
Rising to the noise of the crowd.
Norrie.
Football-like atmosphere.
Getting him short cross court once again. That short backswing just gets the passing shot to the opponent so much quicker than players are used to.
4-2, Norrie.
He's a man of the world, Cam Norrie. Born in South Africa, raised in New Zealand, moved to London as a teenager, went to university in the United States. He's got South Americans in his team, but he's getting a huge amount of support here in Melbourne, and he really is rising to it.
Yeah, one of the first times Cam Norrie actually kind of tried to go out wide on that second serve. Typically he goes T or in the middle of the box, and Casper's able to move to his left. This time Casper kind of had to move to his left and then move back to his right, and he wasn't ready for that change. So many changes from Cam Norrie have gotten him to this point so far.
First point on his serve for Casper Ruud. Two aces puts him back in touch. And 2 serves to come from Cam Norrie.
Well, the analytical analysis from Stephen Huss has been paying off right now.
6-4, Norrie.
First 5 points here went against the serve, then Norrie got a little wriggle on, got some space. 2 set points, one will come on his serve.
First serve was a little rush, and he took an age to hit the second.
Yep.
That was tense.
Yeah, and I think that approach shot didn't necessarily need to be that close to the line. He's won so many points just getting it in the court. Make your opponent come up with a pass.
Six-all.
Well, the margins have been so narrow throughout the 1 hour 38 minutes. And now it's Ruud. One more serve to come at 6-all.
Well, the crowd
7-6.
just saying, Ruud.
Ruud.
They want to see more tennis.
Well, he's dug himself out of deep holes on a number of occasions. Are they mutually exclusive or do they start to build? Set point to Ruud. Now, as occurs in the tie-break situation where
7-all.
players got the serve, and if they can make the most of it, they bring up the set point, but it's on their opponent's serve, the seesaw.
Wow, and Casper Ruud just picking up the pace on the forehand now. Trying to see if he can take this to 1-all.
7. Ruud.
And now it's on his serve.
Game, second set. Ruud.
Massive moment, saves to set point, and then squares it up. So it's a set apiece.
6. 1-all. left.
Yeah, and you'd love to see that from Cam Norrie. Even though he lost the second set, the very first point, he wins of the third. He's fist pumping, looking at his team saying, let's go, I'm ready for this. Just love that positive energy from Cam Norrie at all times. That's something that you can teach so many players, to just always show your opponent that you're there. You're not going away, no matter what the score is.
Foul.
And again, Cam Norrie changing that second serve location. He was trying to go a bit wide on the second to the Casper forehand because, you know, Casper likes to move to his left. And then that way he can attack the backhand after the shot. But Casper with a great backhand on the line.
Out. 14-15. Game, Norrie.
And the pump up from Cam Norrie.
First game.
Good hold to start
Third set.
the third set.
Just want to ask you, Colin, what'd you think there at the end of that second set? What actually happened to Cam Norrie?
Well, I think he got a little tense, Nick. I think, you know, take note of that 6-4 point in the tiebreak, the first set point where the first serve looked rushed, but he had the ball he wanted, didn't he, on the backhand approach?
Yep.
Just had to make that, you know, within a foot of the line, and he's odds on for the point in the set, misses it just wide. I have to say, from there, though, full credit to Casper Ruud. You know, he really upped the ante. The backhand that he struck cross court, so impressive, and I think it's maybe not only won in the second set, but maybe just helped the penny to drop in terms of he has to be more aggressive, he has to hit bigger. Can't let Cam Norrie flick the ball around the court and approach the net. He's got to take the game to him, so I'm expecting Ruud to up the aggression here, up the ball speed.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Colin. And, you know, if you look at the hunting for the third shot stat, you know, Cameron Norrie was ahead in that percentage throughout a set and a half, but now Casper Ruud is at 92%, Cam Norrie at 88% of looking for that forehand on the third shot. So Casper's looking to be a bit more aggressive there off the forehand wing.
So it's a set apiece. Both players have won 75 points.
13
Just
love.
been one service break. Win predictor. is discounting, selling Cameron Norrie hard, 32%. Come on, win predictor. Colin, have you got something to say?
To go up 2 sets to love.
Win predictor.
We're definitely
68% in favour of Casper Ruud. That is rude. Hope that Cam Norrie's not seeing win predictor up on the scoreboard. Started at 67% in favour of Ruud, so clearly win predictor thinks that if they're a set apiece or 0-0, if it's on an even set score, Ruud is the heavy favourite.
I was just getting ready to say how I like how Cam Norrie's changing his return position. On the deuce side, he was just up in the court, took it inside the baseline. His percentage is he takes it 26% inside the baseline on that second serve. See if he does it a little bit more throughout this set.
Foul.
Cain, Ruud. New balls, please.
That's the kind of ball I'm expecting to see more of from here on in. I don't think it's going to be the Casper Ruud that's looking to really shape the ball, get up high. I think he's accepted the way Norrie's playing, and he's now going to look to flatten out a lot more and hit through him.
Yeah, and he definitely has that ability to absolutely take the racket out of your hand off his forehand wing, be a little bit flatter. And that's what I thought I was going to see in the beginning of this match, that forehand going hard into Cam Norrie's forehand to set up short balls. But when you hang a ball up like that, Cam Norrie's going to take full advantage and hit his own flat ball through the court.
It's definitely a little cooler now, guys. The sun is pretty much set. Vast majority of John Cain Arena in the shade now. The floodlights are starting to take effect. And that will just start to slow the conditions down slightly. It'll be interesting to see how that influences things.
Yeah, if it starts to slow things down, I mean, this is definitely gonna, it's been a physical match, but it'll continue to be physical. But will Cam Norrie be able to penetrate the court enough if it's slow to finish at the net?
Cain Norrie.
Rapid fire games to open the third set, 2-1 to Norrie. Look at the pressure on the wrist there from Norrie. Certainly no signs of any physical impediments. Spoke at the beginning about how he had to withdraw from his quarterfinal match in Auckland, and then in his previous encounter, the 5-setter, had to have some treatment on his leg, but he looks in strong physical condition as we head towards 2 hours.
Time.
on serve here, and both players comfortably holding serve to commence this third set. Cam Norrie got the first with just one service break. No breaks throughout the second seesawing tie break. Ruud saved a set point before going on to take it. 9-7.
Love. Love.
Yeah, just before Casper hit that ace, tied 80 points all, now 81-80 for Ruud. This is an even battle. Casper's 13th ace of the match to this set already.
And it's interesting, after some lengthy games in the two previous sets, all of a sudden 2-all, and service holds have been very comfortable. Norrie just 1 point, 2 points in fact, from his service games. 3 points from Casper Ruud. That doesn't help.
Love 15.
Yeah, he's only gotten 3 double faults for the match. It's always so key to try to really focus on that first point on your service game. Obviously, throughout a match, you want to win every point, but that first point always just gets you a little bit more confident in your game, and a lot easier to relax from there.
Non.
Down the line pass from Casper Ruud. I think he much prefers that one. He was also there a little bit late for the passing shot, so it's going to be easier to go down the line. there. You could tell that Norrie wanted to take it and come in. But the ball got a little bit low with that slice. A lot of underspin from Casper Ruud there.
Foul.
Well, time and time again, Norrie's been able to find a way to resolve those difficult situations. Not that time. Ruud gets the break, 3-2.
What an unbelievable return there, guys. It was actually coming right for me. I couldn't believe the angle he got on it. And producing that, he's shown no signs of producing that type of quality on returns. So that's just clutch from the Formula 1 number 2.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Colin. And, you know, he was so far back, and he actually was able to kind of get behind the ball, which allowed him to be able to hit that shot, you know, instead of falling off of it. That was impressive.
Time.
After coming close on multiple occasions, Casper Ruud has finally broken the serve of Cam Norrie. He's one of 9 attempts on the break, and he's got one now. He's leading 3-2 after squaring it up a set apiece, saving a set point in the tie-break before going on to clinch it 9-7. Now Casper's first up and ready to deliver. Just short of 2 hours. Interesting, there were 22 seconds left on the clock when Ruud delivered that ball. He's keen to get on with it now that he's got the break.
Yeah, Casper Ruud, once he gets the break early in a set, he wins 85% of the time. You see that from a lot of players. Kind of once they get that break, they want to kind of rush the points, make their opponent feel like things are happening so fast. But Cameron Norrie saying not quite yet.
Foul.
Touch it.
And there's a down the line pass that Casper Ruud would
15,
prefer to hit.
14.
Cam Norrie knew it, so he waited till the last minute to not show him that he was going to go for it. Covered it well and got rewarded.
$13-14.
Two big serves, one a slider that was sent into the crowd and one that was unreturnable.
Yeah, he definitely loves that flat out wide on the ad side on big points. That's his go-to, Casper Ruud. And that flat backhand just skidding through the court. He's able to hit that so hard with so much juice. Got on Casper quickly. Cam Norrie 1 for 3 on break points throughout the match. 0 for 2 so far in this set. Can he get this one?
Yes, he can. Gets the break back straight away.
Let's go, Cameron. Let's go.
3 against all.
Yeah, that return of serve, as you said, Nick's really troubling Ruud. It's just skidding, it's staying lower, if anything. Now the temperature's just starting to drop, and he had to respect it, he had to play up, and Norrie took control.
Yeah, it's almost like he needs to start serving a bit more to the forehand. That's the side that's going to be a little bit more spin on it, and then he'd be able to kind of be in the point at least. You know, so many times, you know, coaches tell juniors, well, don't serve with the forehand, that's their bigger wing. It's like, yeah, but that's by the same token, because it's their bigger wing, they take a big swing off the return. It's not as compact at times, and it normally has more spin to it than the backhand.
$13-11.
Foul.
Oh, I mean, how early did Cam Norrie take that backhand?
14-11.
He didn't allow that ball to jump up on him from Casper's forehand. See it here, how that ball would jump a little bit up, but Cam Norrie's so flat, you can read the writing on the ball.
Game, Norrie. Norrie needs 4 games to swing. Time.
After trading service breaks, Cameron Norrie holds his serve comfortably to lead 4-3. Rocketing through this third set, just 25 minutes.
Foul.
Yeah, and there's another pattern of play that was working in the first set for Cam Norrie. That use of the drop shot when he saw Casper Ruud far behind the baseline. Not only is he coming forward, but he's now making Casper come forward unwillingly. Cam Norrie tied 11 unforced errors off the forehand and 11 off the backhand. See Leon Smith. Leon, captain of the British Davis Cup team since 2010.
Now some big hitting there from Casper Ruud to square it up at 4-all.
Well, while we're talking about the British Davis Cup team, as we see Cam Norrie here, Colin, what are your feelings on Andy Murray? Or, you know, there were talks about Andy maybe saying this might be his last Australian Open. You know him pretty well. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, well, he's keeping his cards pretty close to his chest. I mean, I think he said he's had discussions with his family and his team, but nobody outside of that circle is really any the wiser. Definitely a disappointing trip to Australia for him, wasn't it? I'm sure he'd be at home watching this match. He's such a passionate guy about the sport.
Oh.
Yeah, it remains to be seen what's going to happen there, but let's just hope whenever he decides to stop between now and then, he's able to find sort of a little more enjoyment and a level that he's seeking for in his game.
Nasty dropper from Cam Norrie.
That angle defied Sir Isaac Newton.
Well, we've seen drop shots off the forehand from Cam Norrie. I haven't seen many off the backhand. Great disguise. Almost felt like he was going to go deep slice, but instead the dropper.
It fell out of the sky right at the very
end. That was a late call on the automatic foot fault.
I understand, but it counts.
The return.
Second service. It's called, so they're going to confirm, they're not going to show it. If I call, they're going to say, yeah, foot fault. It doesn't matter.
Wow, that's the first foot fault Cam Norrie's been called for in this match, and the return literally was out by the time they called foot fault. Ooh, from here that looks close. Did you see anything down there, Colin?
No, it's too
far.
I'm too far to see, but it's sort of semi-automatic, isn't it? Those two cameras along the baseline with someone behind the scenes monitoring them and pressing the button if he's encroached on the line. So it was a little late, but they obviously just felt he'd touched on the line. I think Damien Dumassois just confirming there.
This is one of the first Casper Ruud matches I've commentated where I've heard the crowd yelling Ruud when he wins a point. I don't know. You could correct me if I'm wrong, David.
They did it the other night against Alcaraz in the charity match. It's probably a very Australian thing. Football fans.
It's a bit of a spin on the Ronaldo, isn't it?
Yeah.
This Sue.
It sounds like the crowd are booing,
like
but they're not. It's an affectionate Ruud.
That's why we love Australia. Passionate fans. It's weird to say, but yeah, at the French and Wimbledon and US Open, you don't have these kind of chants going on throughout the entire 2 weeks as you do in Melbourne. That's what makes it so magical and such incredible energy.
So they said it's Norrie now that's got the advantage of being in front on the scoreboard. 5-4.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry, I wanted to call. Okay. Thank you. See you.
Emirates winning on Monday. All Aryna Sabalenka 6 seconds. 5 minutes.
Here's that foot fault. From on, it does look like right at the very end he might just roll that front foot a fraction over. Let's have a close look. He's very close there as he launches. Front foot still on, just right.
Oh, maybe they're at the very end, barely.
Yeah, and there's the offending.
That's why they
line judge.
That's why they have the camera set up, so you can't question it, can't complain.
We should use that shot of the radar, the line apparatus. Of course, in the old day, if it was a line judge, you'd get the shot of the judge sitting there resolutely staring back. Very one-eyed, that line situation.
Yeah, you can't argue with the camera. I guess you can go up and talk to it, but I'm not gonna say anything back. Cain Arena after that one. It was a great lob because it was over the backhand side. Cameron Norrie did a good job to get around it, but Casper Ruud read it easily.
He was on the way, wasn't he? It was probably the obvious place across court, but he was on the way.
but that's what Cam Norrie does. He literally comes right back every single point. Mind you, a lot of Rafa Nadal, how he just stays so present-minded, and he's giving you fist pumps every single point. It's like a boxer out there. Colin, did they ever chant your name when you were playing?
No,
Call.
It was actual booze, I think.
30-all. Let. First service.
And there's that pass. Just can't flick it cross court unless he has plenty of time. And Cam Norrie knew exactly it was coming through the middle.
40.
Setting up a break point.
Set point.
Excuse me, set point.
And Norrie, I know it's a different circumstance if he's 2 sets to love, but with the set point in the previous, this could have been a match point, but 2 set to 1 advantage is still significant.
Second set, Norrie.
It's all it takes. And all of a sudden, Cam Norrie's up 2 sets to 1.
6 games to 4.
And you just have the feeling that Cam Norrie, I mean, he's been absolutely on top of Casper Ruud all 3 sets here. You know, Casper got kind of let off the hook by the missed approach shot by Cam Norrie at 6-4 in the second set tiebreaker. But Cam went right back to work. Cam Norrie, again, reading that backhand pass. It wasn't really a dipper cross. It was just kind of cross court right in the zone for Cam Norrie to move through that forehand volley. You can't run a better game plan to perfection than the Brit is right now.
Oh.
$40-15.
Foul.
So a strong service hold to commence proceedings in the fourth set. Norrie with the advantage of serving first. Old balls back in the can, new ones coming out. A few more vacant seats, but mainly because patrons will have taken the opportunity at the change of sets to go out. Huge crowd in and around, so if you're leaving this venue, there's a wait list system now where you can register by a QR code and they'll let you know if there's a spare seat available. Won't take long for them to fill back up. Three seats available next to Colin courtside.
Yeah, come and join me, guys. I don't bite.
Yeah, you got the perfect seat in the house, front row there, right on the baseline, on Cam Norrie's left side right now.
Serving's been good, hasn't it? Last two sets, bar the last service game of Ruud, and it was really only the last couple of points.
Foul.
Cam Norrie's done such a good job with returns in play, 66%. Keeping Casper Ruud under the gun with balls in play. And I keep wondering why Casper Ruud keeps serving to the backhand of Cam Norrie. He's able to get it deep. It's flat, sometimes with a little bit of underspin, and it's tricky. You're playing Cam Norrie, maybe better to serve to that forehand. Would have a little bit more spin on it.
He's able to get some good angle, isn't he, Cam Norrie?
Yes.
Yeah, but he's just so fast, Cam Norrie. You know, he's able to just scamper across the baseline, make one more ball, and you feel so much pressure when you're playing him.
You feel a bit of pressure here, Casper Ruud, if he drops serve.
Foul.
Yeah, looking at Cameron Norrie's return position, 35% of the time, he's more than 2 meters behind the baseline on second serve, and that's exactly where he was there. Normally he's a bit closer, and he paid the price.
Nothing on that approach shot there. A bit of a strange move. Just suggests maybe there's a fair bit of doubt creeping in for Ruud about this, the way this one's playing out.
Advantage Ruud.
It's a little tight. Defended a break point.
1 game on. Love. 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 Game, Norrie.
And that was swift. Cameron Norrie, 2-1.
Norrie leads 2 games to 1.
Yeah, Cam Norrie's done a great job on his serve. He's been averaging 187.7 first serve. And normally his average is 185, so he's actually 2 kilometers an hour faster than normal, beefing up the serve over the offseason.
He stretched the Ruud serve on the previous service game. I think I might have invented the break point. It was didn't quite get to that point. Big serving from Ruud when it mattered, but he just a lot of energy coming from Cameron Norrie at the moment. He's pressing hard.
Time.
You can sniff the gnocchi in the player dining room.
Yeah, this player dining Australian Open has got to be the best out of the slams, in my opinion, and that's tough because I want to say the U.S. Open is the best, being from the States, but they've got, you know, the salad bar, the buffet, the acai bowls, smoothies, sushi. Whatever you need
come
is
on.
right here for the players.
I'm starving.
David, I'm still waiting on my invite. Have you been up there yet?
Well, seriously, talk about a little bit of have a look at me from Nick.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to stay away from the sweets bar there in the lounge. They've got the warm brownies.
Come on, that's enough. Tennis match has broken out while all this is happening.
Happy for you, Nick. You enjoy.
There's a shift of momentum here, though. I know the scoreboard isn't necessarily reflecting it. 2-1 on serve, but Norrie really pressing, making a lot.
And Ruud looking from courtside like he's just starting to run out of a bit of patience here.
Yep.
Foul.
Well, that came with a little extra fizz. It had a leg break on it from Norrie. 2 break points.
Yeah, you saw Cam Norrie standing closer to the baseline on that forehand, just getting it on top of Casper quicker. Casper feeling the heat now.
Let. First service.
Brilliance from Cam Norrie. Gets the break.
Well, if you haven't played Casper Ruud before, if you're a professional player that is playing him here in Australian Open, Cameron Norrie is showing you the game plan. Casper Ruud is realizing he might have a hole in his game that he needs to improve. That is exquisite stuff from Cam Norrie. Casper Ruud has a 4-5 win-loss record against left-handed players at the Grand Slams. 30-18 win-loss at tour level. And that's the backhand I'm talking about. He cannot get there and roll it short angle. So as an opponent, you don't have to cover that much court. It's going to come right to you.
Well, he's moving quickly now, 4-1.
Norrie leads 4-1. Time. Thank you.
Foul.
Once again, Cam Norrie taking initiative. You know, we were talking about how he's been top 20 for 3 seasons, and one of those he was in the top 10, and that's why he brought Stephen Huss along. And Stephen Huss will travel 10 to 15 weeks on the road. He's been great with the analytics, has Hussey for Norrie. Just understanding that they need to add a few more variables to his game, and it's paying off.
Chile. Left.
Well, he needed a confident service game. He got it. Still just the one break.
This is going to be interesting, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm fairly sure this will be the highest ranked player that Norrie has beaten in any of the Grand Slams, and also his first 4th round here at the Australian Open. So, you know, these are significant things.
That's a tick-tick to both of those.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what level you're playing at, whether it's your local club championships or whether it's the Australian Open. You know, if you're on the verge of achieving something big, there's always a question mark of whether you can finish it off. So let's keep an eye on Norrie here.
Well, he has been to the semi-finals of Wimbledon and 4th round of the US Open, so not totally uncharted territory. But in terms of ranking, yes. Diego Schwartzman, world number 13, 2020 US Open, his highest conquest.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been more impressed at how Cameron Norrie's been able to stick with the game plan and how effective he's been and how clean his volleys have been. 31 of 45 at the net. He's been so clinical up there. That's winning 69% of his points up there. And everything Cam Norrie touches is turning into gold. If he's getting a racket on the ball, it's going within the singles trim line. Too good from Cam Norrie right now.
on both sides of the court. It's what we've experienced for 2 hours and 50 in the crowd. Get the chant going once again for Casper.
I think Casper knew, look, I've hit too many down the line and middle passing shots. I have to find a way to get a little bit more pace on this cross court. And if it goes to the forehand, you better watch out, because that RPM speed on that forehand is insane.
Well, once again, on the break point.
Yes.
Quality of the tennis is just top shelf.
Advantage, Norrie.
Cam Norrie prefers that wide one on a big point on the due side. As I said before, not a typical lefty server at times.
Well, as he's done throughout the match, he survives. Defends the break point that time. 5-2. Now immense scoreboard pressure.
5-2.
Alex Zverev or Alex Mickelson, the next opponent. That match still to be contested later this evening.
Time.
Well, I think this kind of a game plan that Cam Norrie is executing is something that can work against a lot of players. I mean, just being so aggressive with his footwork, that increases your positive mentality and belief. Right now, he's on the verge of beating Casper Ruud.
$14-15. $14-13.
13 winners now from Cam Norrie on that forehand side. 7 off the backhand. Crisp. he absolutely has Casper Ruud on a string like a yo-yo. Just moving him anywhere he would like. And Christian Ruud, they're still trying to find solutions, but might be running out of time.
Advantage, Ruud. Yes.
Haven't been many double faults from both players, just 4 for Ruud.
Advantage, Ruud.
19 aces to 11. Needs to hold here, just to ask the question of Norrie.
Game, Ruud.
I just wonder, Nick, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Would you rather have just lost that game to love if you're Norrie, or was coming back to juice and having a little half chance a good thing?
No, for me, you gotta play. You gotta try to get that break. You gotta play every single point like it's your last, and you never know. Maybe you could have gotten that break. I think if you kind of let your foot off the gas and then think about holding serve, then that puts too much pressure on it now.
He was only a couple of points away, wasn't he? Now, as you both said, looking for a spot in the round of 16 for the first time in the Australian Open.
Thank you.
And that's what happens. Just get a little anxious. He's been very good in these situations.
15.
But when the finish line is in sight, you can get a little tight.
On.
Oh.
Speed slow down there from Cam Norrie. We saw it in the very first point with 2 shanks off the forehand. And then now once again, the racket head speed just slowing down the slightest. Maybe a few nerves creeping in now.
Let. First service.
And if you're feeling a little bit nervous, that's exactly how you get the nerves out of the system. You come forward, you take a chance, and that's been the winning play anyway, so why not? Every athlete's looking to improve their game in the preseason, and it looks like Cam Norrie has found a winning combination to keep improving and setting up a match point.
Cameron Norrie
3 sets to 1.
reaches the round of 16 at the Australian Open
6-4
for the first
6-3.
time. 3 sets to 1, pulsating affair. But that is a very well-deserved victory.
Yeah, Cameron Norrie just thanking all of the British fans here. It got loud for him. And he played one of the most complete matches with different style of play than I've ever seen him play. I'm used to seeing him play from the baseline, be consistent, wait for his opponent to make an error, but today he didn't wait for any errors. He took it to him. He said, I'm gonna come to the net, I'm gonna volley, I'm gonna make you pass me. And Casper Ruud had no answer for the backhand passing shot. I saw Cameron Norrie making 59% of his first serves and winning 75% of those points. But for me, a lot of those percentages don't mean anything. The biggest percentage, well done for Casper Ruud, but the biggest percentage from Norrie was the net points, 31 and 45. Casper Ruud will go back to the drawing board in a way, at least on a hard court, to see how to be able to pass off the backhand. And guys keep coming and coming, as Cam Norrie did.
So Colin Fleming's made his way out onto court. Let's go down now with Colin and Cameron.
Cam, it's an unbelievable performance. Huge congratulations. How does that feel to be through to your first fourth round here at the Australian Open?
honestly so special, especially on this court. You know, I think I practiced only once on this court, and I didn't realize it was going to be this atmosphere, and you guys were behind me from the beginning, so so good. I had to play really brave, and I almost won that second set, and Casper served well, fought hard, and I didn't really let it bother me, and it was a good mental performance to come out with a lot of energy in the third set, and then yeah, I just kept a really good level throughout the match, so I really enjoyed it, and I stuck to my game plan, and I got through.
You mentioned there being brave. You mentioned your game plan. We know you're a great competitor. You showed that as always, but you showed us something different tonight. Was this a specific plan to face Casper, or is this Cam Norrie 2.0?
I've been working really hard in the off season and trying to be a little bit more aggressive, and I managed to kind of free up in the match today and really let go, and I was coming forward a lot, and I volleyed really well today, and it really got me through it, and I managed to finish a lot of points at the net, and I served really well, managed my service games, but honestly I was just enjoying myself out there, and I played really free, and the crowd, you guys were amazing, a lot of support and all over the place, so I loved it.
And as you'd expect, a huge amount of support here on John Cain Arena for Casper. They weren't booing you, of course, they were shouting Ruud, I'm sure. But it must have meant a lot to you to see so many Union Jacks and carrying you through, especially in the tough moments.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there was all sorts of nicknames being out there. Come on, Noz Dog from over there, and then Noz, and all things like that. So it was good stuff, and I think everyone was enjoying themselves, and yeah, definitely could tell you guys had a few drinks on the Saturday afternoon. So it was really good atmosphere.
So listen, through to the fourth round now. I know you want to enjoy this one before potentially thinking too much about the next one, but it's Alexander Zverev or Alex Michelsen next. They play tonight on Rod Laver. Are you going to be watching that one, or is that the team's job?
No, I'll watch it. I've been watching all the matches. Yeah, so I'll watch that one and definitely just enjoy today, and then get out and practice tomorrow and work on my game. And yeah, I'm definitely just really pleased to be through it, and what a great match. And yeah, I'll just enjoy this one first.
Cam, we'll let you go and enjoy it with your team. Ladies and gentlemen, through to the fourth round for the first time in the Australian Open, Cameron Norrie.
Thank you, guys.
So a couple of milestones there. First time through to the fourth round. The highest ranked player he's beaten in a Grand Slam, with Ruud ranked number 11, surpassing the number 13 of Diego Schwartzman, who he beat in the 2020 US Open. So there's some career milestones there. Of course, he has been to the fourth round at the US Open and a semi-final at Wimbledon. So he knows what it's all about. And he will stretch the winner of that Zverev-Michelsen match. He's got that sort of game, and Zverev's form, be interesting to see what happens there, because he just snuck through in the fifth set in his previous encounter. So he will go in with a big shout, as they say. And if the game plan has worked as well as it has here, then that'll be to his favour as well. Here's the match summary.
Yeah, as we look at the stats there, Cam Norrie 77% winning on that first serve. The winners was what was big for Cam Norrie too. 63 winners. A lot of those are including volleys, and that was what was the biggest positive for Cam Norrie. And as he said, he's been working a lot on his game to be more aggressive, find more ways to win other than just physicality and legs, and use his athleticism. And it literally now is paying off for the TCU Horned Frog.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go. Round 5, ayo.
Yeah.
Come, sign the flag.
Thanks, Cam. We love you. You're my hero, Cam.
Amazing, Cam. Amazing. You're a gentleman.
Can I get a selfie, please, mate?
Can you get a selfie, mate?
Well done, mate. Thank you.
Please, Cameron, can I get a selfie?
So here's confirmation of the draw.
Oh, yeah.
as we start to fill up those spots on this side. Fourth round. Cameron Norrie's name goes in. Zverev, Mickelson yet to enter into battle on Rod Laver Arena. They won't be too far away. Kecmanovic in 5 sets over Tommy Paul. Alcaraz gone through after Zhang retired. Kozo and Hurkacz at the top. But a brilliantly executed game plan here from Cameron Norrie. Thank you to Nick Munro and Colin Fleming for your excellent work. Enjoyed it immensely. He'll be there for a little while yet as the sun sets. Cameron Norrie, what a performance from him. 6-4, 6-7. That was a tight tiebreaker, had a set point. 6-4, 6-3. The scoreline in favour of the Brit, who's through to the 4th round here at the Australian Open for the first time.